So when a patient or anyone would ask you, does chiropractic work? What would you say?
Well, I would say actually it works so much that without practically too many referrals allopathically or TV campaigns with, big pharma sponsorships, and not only does the profession still survive, it actually, in many clinics, fortunately thrives. So the only thing I can kind of attribute that to is the fact that the outcomes are good. People aren't dumb. If something's not working, they're not going to necessarily do it indefinitely.
100%. 100%. Here's the study I looked it up by JAMA Network Open back in 2018. They did a very large peer-reviewed study saying that 94% of chiropractic group achieved significant pain reduction. So I mean it's not 50-50, it's pretty high. Agree or disagree?
Yeah, I mean, I would say, 4 out of 5 times at a minimum, you're seeing progress, depending on the condition. But back pain's right in our wheelhouse. This is one of the best outcomes, the best, conditions that we see results with.
So if we're so good at it, right? Study proves it. Why are we still seeing less than 10% of US population?
So it's a good question. And I think education is still an issue. And I also think who their point of contact is initially. So there was a study in, actually Spine had a survey on this. It's an orthopedic journal. I think this was in 2013. They compared who did the injury, the injured patient see as the first point of contact. So if they went to a surgeon, right, let's say an orthopedic surgeon, post-injury, and that was their first connection point, there was a 42.7% chance they would end up with surgery, right? So you get almost 1 in 2 people. However, if the same population of injured workman's comp patients saw a chiropractor as the first point of contact, the necessity for surgery dropped to 1.5%, which kind of lines up with the statistic you shared earlier in terms of chiropractic outcomes.